tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove. Synchronized slip now, we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
Talking gold and silver and crypto too. With Joe and the gang, it's what we do.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. We're stacking sats, we're stacking gold. In the world of finance, real gold. Every sip, every charge, we're on our way to financial freedom, come what may.
So grab that tasty beverage, let's get in the groove. Synchronized slurp now, we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
Well, let's do some silver, gold, Bitcoin analysis, a bunch of other crypto too. Maybe we'll take some chart requests. We're doing all the usual fun stuff we do here. If you are watching this on the replay, look, the most important thing is you probably use the time codes to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers. With me, Joe Main, coming to you live on X and on YouTube right now from Melbourne in Australia. But in the first 1 minute of the show, roughly, we do the synchronized slurp. Grab a tasty beverage. I grab my tasty beverage. You grab yours. I grab mine. We grab them together. Woohoo! And we slurp them synchronously together. It is the honor system. You must do it audibly wherever you are in the world. It's the favorite part of your day. You know it. I know it. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, man. Still getting over this little thing that I've had. I've had an upper respiratory tract infection last week. Missed all the shows last week pretty much. Had basically no voice. Then I had a show to do, like a performance to do as a lead singer on the Friday. Did that, got through it. Now I've got the voice back, still feeling a little bit. But anyway, the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and oh, I don't have another and. I am looking for another and. If you would like to be, or if you have a business, or if you know anyone with a business that would like to be a sponsor of the show, going out to cumulatively, let's see, so cumulatively about 5,000 unique accounts per day, then send them my way. Send me an email, gmstackers@gmail.com, gmstackers@gmail.com, and I'll charge you money because I'm a dirty, greedy capitalist, but you'll get a regular sponsor ship on the show. I talk about your brand or whatever it is. I'm not going to get anyone on, okay? It's got to align with my stuff, align with my values and all that, but send them my way, okay? Could it be yours? Could it be any? Don't know. Let's find out. Let's do the shout-outs, shall we? Yeah. Repeat. Talk amongst yourselves. Fine. That's fine. By the way, who am I? I am Joe Main, random guy with an Australian accent coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. I've been a stacker of silver since 2010. I've been a stacker of crypto since 2013. I now do this week daily live show, and I may have served you either in-store, over the phone, or via email, quite possibly, over the last 11, 12 years in the retail gold and silver bullion industry. I worked for 3 of the big boys, 3 different companies in Australia, 3 of the big ones, and now I do this week daily live show. Let's go. That rhymed. Hello, CT's here, Pete's here, Mark, Florida. Florida Man's here. Did you see, Mark, did you see my thing the other day that I posted on the Telegram channel? By the way, if no one's on the Telegram channel, give me 1 second. I'm going to post it right now. Give me a second. Where would that be? I'm going to find it over here. Excuse me. I'm going to find the Telegram channel. I'm going to post it in here. Continue the conversation. I'm about to post it. Give me 1 second. No, that's not the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. I'm going to post it. Give me 1 moment. I'm going to post it right here. You're going to get it in the channel. Right now, I'm going to post it and I'm going to show it to you. Yeah, there we go. Continue the conversation. Telegram, you don't want that. I thought I muted that. I thought I muted it. Stop. God damn. No. Oh, okay. So I hate this computer so much. Mute. Seriously. Mute. There we go. That should come up in the channel right now, and I will get rid of that and I'll show you. Thanks for your patience, everyone. There you go. If you'd like to continue the conversation on Telegram, you can continue the conversation on Telegram 24 hours a day. You don't just have to watch this show to participate. 24 hours a day. There's a bunch of members over there. And Mark, if you're not over there, I posted a lovely little thing about a Florida man who did something crazy. So that was a little nod to you. Not sure if you saw it, my friend. Let's see. Richard Pins here. Great to see you. GMS. If Bitcoin drops to 61,000, would you grab a bargain or still wait for confirmation? 94,000 roughly. That's a great question. No, I don't. The short answer is I might, depending on if there's a bunch of confluence. So, for example, if it drops to 61K and it's a big spike, and if the relative strength index, for example, is so if you're seeing lower lows on the Bitcoin price, but then higher lows on the relative strength index, that might indicate a bullish divergence. So it all depends, the short answer. But if it just randomly hits 61 and I go 61, no, not necessarily at all, because that could still go down. You got what else is going on in the world? What are other prices of other things doing? Where are we, etc. And my confirmation is actually at, these days, it's at 97,000 US dollars. Okay. Start closing above 96, 97,000 US dollars. That's looking good. But yeah, short answer is not necessarily. Straight back in if it hits 61. Come join us, peeps, says Pete Repeat. Absolutely. Posh Sloth, great to see you. And what about MJ stock? Do you mean MJNA stock? What's MJ stock? Goodbye. Hand pink waving. Great to see you, NGFM. What do you mean by MJ stock? Can you let me know? You mean, do you mean the old, that kind of stock? Is that what you're talking about? Let's go into some live gold, silver analysis and all that kind of stuff. What I'd really love you to do, I'd love you to do a bunch of things, but could you also hit me up with a follow over here? I really need your help with this because I want to start going live on Facebook, excuse me, as well. And so the way you can help me with that is by getting me over. It's over 100 followers on my newish Facebook profile thingy. So if you guys can follow me over here at I know it's a bit, I couldn't choose any other username. It's the Joe Main. Okay, facebook.com/the Joe Main. Okay, right there. That's what it looks like. I've got like 63. Can you follow me over there? Because I can then start going live too, trying to build up that side of it as well. And please, of course, follow me on X right now. Nearly 3,600 followers. Doing great guns. I'm going live there right now. Cool. Let's take a look. Let's do it, people. Let's take a look at silver on the daily time frame priced in US dollars. We are at $29.90 US cents. We found basically exact resistance. Well, you found resistance at previous support. That's pretty obvious. We had that move down to back into the 28s. Okay. After that massive bearish divergence, number go up. Relative strength index go down, okay, set up a bearish divergence, and boy, was that a bearish divergence, okay? That was like the perfect storm after Silver squeeze day and the sell on the news and all that sort of stuff. We've seen that move down to 28.30. So far, I'm treating that as the bottom. If that is a major bottom, then this is the area that we need to clear for more confidence, okay, or for any kind of confidence. And gee, what do you know? We found exact resistance at about $30.70, $30.80. That's right there. Pretty obvious stuff. Come down, huge move down. What goes down must come up. What goes up must come down. You zig and you zag, and we've had a perfect resistance there. Okay, what do I need to see? I need to see this hold right here, $29. Isn't that interesting? That's $29.80. What was $29.80? I'm looking at this for the. I didn't do a pre look at this beforehand. $29.80 was that big. There you go. That big spike right there. Remember we talked about that a long time ago, going back months and months last year. We talked about $29.80 being an area of support and resistance, and then it was, and so it's acting like it again. I need to see that hold $29.80 and then do something like this, something like that. Ignore the pattern, but it has to clear here. Okay, must clear $32.20 roughly in order to say, okay, look, a little blip along the way, a quick scare, Trump tariffs, all that stuff, and then onwards and upwards. Great. Until it clears 32.20 at this stage, while I'm treating this like the low, yeah, possibly lower prices coming. And I did mention yesterday, what's the kind of the bottom in silver? For me, the bottom in silver, like the very bottom I could see, is $24. Okay, why was that? Just for the uninitiated, I'll quickly show you. That's not going to be it. You're not going to be it either. That's not going to be it. There's a whole bunch of stuff I need to do here. Excuse me. 32. No. Trend line. That's not your one. Let me go all the way down to here. Not even you either. There's your one. That's why. Right here. This would be max pain on this trend line. I've had this trend line drawn in for quite some time. We finally broke out of it back in April of last year. And yet, technically, we haven't had a retest of that. Doesn't mean you always do, okay? I'm just saying, technically, we haven't retested it, okay? So another a first retest of there, massive downtrend line. This is the peak going in 2011, and then through, that's February of 2021, through there, okay, and I think that lines up pretty well through that level and that level because it matches there as well. I could be wrong on the trend line. It could be a different one. You might have a better one put in. But yeah, a retest of there isn't surprising. It's kind of par for course, okay, when you look at silver or any asset over its longer term time frame. Okay, if I show you on the monthly, yeah, okay, well, yeah, breakout, retest. So this is the point, and I'm not saying it's going to 24. I'm giving it a 10% chance at this stage. That will change as the lower it goes, that higher the percentage that will change. So I'll give it like a 10-20% chance. Okay, something like that. But yeah, it wouldn't be surprising. Okay, but okay, well, breakout, retest. It just took longer than we thought. Okay, we had this movement in silver, those couple of spikes. It looked like the steam was running out in gold. It looked like the steam was running out in silver. Yeah, so down to there. So that's, if that did that in the next few months, you're talking about around about-ish $24. But I would expect that to be the bottom, okay? The bottom. Okay, I don't expect it to break under there, because if you did that, well, that's just really bad and you don't want to do that, okay? That would be something like that, okay? Kind of normal, all right? Kind of normal. Absolutely not saying it's going there. I'm just saying if it does, yeah, okay, don't panic, man. Don't panic, bro. It's all good over the longer term, and silver, we know, will eventually, of course, as we all know, finally do this thing, where it, whatever, pick a thing. It does this, okay? And then it finally breaks 50. Once it breaks 50, we're in price discovery, and then it's onwards and upwards for quite a long time, okay? 5, 10 years, 10, 20 years, something like that. And of course, if this cup and handle formation plays out, we're talking, and we've talked about it before, and I've had people much smarter than me confirm that it could be a thing, that in 10 to 20 years' time, that's a long time out, I know, even 20 years is a long time, but as high as like $700 silver up there. That's just the normal cup and handle, a 45-year cup and handle, playing out. Okay, pretty easy. Silver's going up higher and higher in the longer term. Little blip along the way, and that's life. So suck it up, people. It's your short answer. So 24, wouldn't be surprised. 10-20% chance at this stage. Got to clear that other stuff that I talked about. Got to get above $32.20 to say, okay, bottom's in, and onwards and upwards we go. Also, to give credence to that would be that we have already visited just day before yesterday, I think, the extremely undervalued, oversold territory down in here. Bear in mind, though, you can spend a decent amount of time in there. So that's why we're not out of the woods yet. Watch out for the 28 to the best buy zone, which is right there. Watch out for this area to potentially be caught. Yeah, that's it. That's silver. Love it in the long term, and I love it in the short term. Hey, because you get to dollar cost average down lower anyway. So is this good news for you? Post a comment below, or post a comment in the live stream. Is this good news that silver is lower right now? Are you scooping it up? Let's take a look at, here is gold on the daily time frame, USD, using the tradingview.com website, 2,980. We are heading down, seems to be at this stage, down to at least the expected support range. That is somewhere between 2,930 to 2,775, 2,780. Okay, relative strength index is still in the downward direction. It's got room to move down. I think at least, bare minimum, a test of there is coming. Okay, we're going to test there. What we do from there, I don't know, and neither do you. Okay, but that's where we are going to test. Okay, I'm giving you a 95% guarantee of that. Okay, could I be wrong now? Okay, 5% chance, right? Could I be wrong and then we just do this? Sure. Okay, no problem. But yeah, happy to be wrong. But yeah, I think we're at least touching that 2,930. And watch out for 2860 and the bottom end there at 2780. Which you do not want to cross, okay? Preferably you don't. I am giving credence, I am giving the, what am I trying to say? Joe, where's your words? I have been saying don't panic though if you do test this trend line right here. That's at around about 2,700, 2750. Again, that's normal because that is the mother of all trend lines being broken out and retested, and that's pretty simple. That's pretty par for course as well. Excuse me. On the monthly, while we're here, let's take a quick look. I know it's a pretty detailed right there. I'll get rid of all of that. That's a lot of brushes. Hide. Hide. Cool. Have a look on the relative strength index down here, right? On the monthly time frame. Looks like a potential double top right there. Highly unusual that you get something like this where you get that and then a third one. That's usually not a thing. Okay, so on balance of probability, there's a much more higher chance that we do see that 2,780 touched, okay, and a potential spike down to that 2750 area, okay? It's quite unusual that you do that. I mean, has it happened in the past? Sure, there's a potential, okay, but yeah, more likely that we do something like that, at least get into that kind of zone, okay? So, lower prices I am expecting for gold. Will I be happy to be wrong? Yes. Might I be wrong? Yes. Should you listen to me? No. Just dollar cost average and do the thing that you do so well. Gold and silver. This is the gold to silver ratio. We are at under 100 again. Okay, 99. I was expecting a move, and we still might get there, but I have been expecting a move, I said yesterday, up to about 110, 112. Could be wrong on that. But if we keep that support level at 96, you could certainly see a bounce off there and then a move back up. But yeah, we'll just watch out for that 112 I think that would be a decent area of resistance. Could have done it already. Yeah, that's all I've really got to say for the gold to silver ratio. It's certainly been favoring gold recently, but because it's favoring gold, that means you buy silver. Correct, because as this is going higher, silver is becoming more and more undervalued versus gold. So as this creeps up and up and up, if it continues to do so, you keep buying silver, people, because it will eventually tank at some point. As we all know, that's a very complicated, a lot of drawings going on here. My apologies. But yeah, that's where we are, under 100. We spiked at 105. I'm expecting a test of 112. Could be wrong on that. Could be wrong on everything. Let's see. Platinum. Okay. Here is platinum on the monthly time frame. $919 US. So far, we have held as support the top end of the best buy zone. Okay. That's at anywhere between 900 to 750 US. I thought this time, I'm still going to say it, I do think we spend some time in the belly of the best buy zone, and I'm favoring 870 or 840 US per per platinum troy ounce. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Look, 1, 2. I must say it's holding up really well. 900 since March of last year. 900 has held up 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th time so far. Okay, and generally the more times you knock on a door, the more likely it is to be taken out. Okay, or knock on a certain area. And my bias is still going to be, while we are below around about 980 US, while we're below 980, I'm going to say, yeah, I think we have a test of the belly of the best buy zone, 870 to 840. Could I be wrong? Yes. What would prove me wrong? Well, doing that. Okay, you do that. Ooh, that's a pretty nice little change of the market structure there. But anywhere up to here could just be a fake out, and then so watch out for this on the longer term time frame. This is, you know, weeks and months ahead. Okay, watch out for that potentially. Cool, that's still definitely on the cards for platinum. Not out of the woods. I will get back into platinum if when it closes any month or any quarter above 1,115 US. That's go time. Nowhere near there. I am uber depressed for platinum. I do not own any. That's gold, silver, platinum. Let's take a quick look at old mates. The US dollar, the Australian dollar to the US dollar. Man, remember we were talking about this area here? Right there at 60 cents. I said I was quite confident that we're probably going to see a test of 60 cents. I've been saying this for a little while now, and we've certainly seen that test. It was pretty obvious, okay? Once you broke down through here, you'd find that as this area here as resistance and come back down and test here. And this is matching up with this previous level. So now we're at 60 cents. Where do we go from here? I don't know. It depends on what you think tariffs are going to do. Like, you know, the tariff wars, is that good for the Aussie dollar or is it bad for the Aussie dollar? It seems like it's been bad for the Aussie dollar. It's been strengthening the US dollar against the Aussie dollar, that is. Now, again, that's good for you and me for any assets denominated in US dollars. So I have at the moment a bunch of fiat dollar, dirty fiat dollar currency parked in US dollars. So I want to see this go down. I want to see this tank. I want to see it drop to zero, basically. Not zero, that would be very bad for the country. But I want to see it technically drop further if I'm holding USD, because that increases my value in Australian dollars. Okay, again, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. What's happening in our economy if this is really tanking? Okay, are things getting more expensive? Blah blah blah. So I get that, but just purely in my US asset holdings, whether that's Bitcoin or crypto or gold or whatever, we want to see that. So you might be seeing your Australian dollar, well, you will be seeing your Australian dollar price of gold not drop as much. Okay, here's the Aussie dollar price of gold. We went up to 5,160 something, and now we're at just under $5,000. So even though gold's been dropping, it hasn't dropped as far as it has in US dollars, if that makes sense. Excuse me. Interestingly, here is rhodium. I want to quickly show you rhodium. Rhodium has had, and rhodium you do not buy. It's too hard to buy the physical rhodium. If you're going to buy rhodium, you would buy in some kind of ETF or some kind of thing that tracks it. This one happens to do it. This is called the XRH0. That's the ticker, XRH0. It's the PLC X Trackers Physical Rhodium, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it tracks, it's a 1/10 ounce tracker of rhodium. So rhodium technically right now would be $5,320 something, but it's 1/10 of the value of that. It's the equivalent to 1/10 of an ounce of platinum. And you can see it's had a beautiful move, actually, and it's still above its market structure change at $470. Hasn't even tested it yet, okay? So if you see, this could be really interesting. You can find this, I'm not in it, by the way, but you can find this, you can purchase it on the London Stock Exchange, and you can do that through Australian brokerages, such as... you can do that through Interactive Brokers, I believe that is. You can buy stuff on the London Stock Exchange through Interactive Brokers. If that finds support at $470 right there and then breaks back above, gee, that looks really good for rhodium. Again, not the physical. It's way too hard to find. It has GST attached to it, and the sellback rates to bullion dealers. Good luck finding a bullion dealer that even wants to buy it back, and they're only going to offer you 50% of spot. Okay, so yeah, so just I would be just doing it on a physical ETF, that kind of thing. But yeah, you start doing that, do that. Oh man, that would be really good for rhodium. So keep an eye out on rhodium, okay? Or follow me, and I will keep you updated with rhodium at the same time. That's all the precious metal stuff. Let's do some comments after I tell you about the greatest bullion dealer in all of Australia. I'm not joking when I tell you they're the greatest bullion dealer in all of Australia at the moment. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. They price match, okay? Find one of their items stocked somewhere else for cheaper at one of the major bullion dealers, not your mum and pop Facebook groups or anything like that, specials and all that. I want to sell my stuff at spot. Not that. Any of the major bullion dealers, find it for cheaper, they'll price match it instantly. Okay, they'll price match it. You send them an email and go, I found this cheaper at blah, 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 and they'll match it. Plus, you'll also get free shipping when you buy 20 or more items in your order. It's not 20 of one thing. You can mix and match one of this, two of that, three of that, four of that, bit of silver, whatever. Instant free shipping, Australia-wide, express on delivery, all that stuff. They have a great range, and because of their price match promise, their prices are already the best in the business anyway. Why do you not buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au? You would be mad if they weren't on your rotation of dealers. Cool? Cool. Comments. Few comments going on here. Fantastic to see. Howdy, everyone. Jake's Custom Parts. Good to see you, my friend. Good morning, Silver Ruger. Great to see you, man. Silver Rugers, they're good for werewolves, aren't they? GM Australia, rise and shine. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you're in the evening there, aren't you, Jake? Good morning, warriors. We are warriors, aren't we? Says Jason Rosana. Posh Sloth. We already answered that question, and I answered that question. Let's see. Hey, Jake from Victoria in Australia. Yes. Good morning, Stackers. Says Silver Fox. Great to see you, my friend. Oh, my wife's family lives in the Perth area. I've spent a decent time in Perth just recently. Keep flying over to do performances over there. Great town to do gigs in. Plus, also Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange is over there, and sometimes I go and visit to have confabs and all that kind of stuff. Talk strategy. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. Sorry I missed your morning until now. Gerald Draper is here. Crazy effing day, he says. Sorry I'm late to the party. How did everyone navigate? How did everyone go navigating the weekend's events? It's been pretty interesting, hey? Are we all still buying the dip? That's a good question. Post your comment below. Are we all still buying the dip? No doubt. I would if I had any more fiat to buy with. I'll put my hand up for that as well. No scooping, no spare cash. Yeah. It tends to be the way, doesn't it? You have more time. You have time, says Gerald. More turbulence will be the order this week and next. All right. If Gerald Draper said it, that must be occurring. Let's see. Listening but see on my telly. Okay. Phone on the porch today. Good on you, posh sloth. Phone on the porch. With a beverage, I hope. Jake, if I had cash, I would definitely be buying silver. Yeah, I do agree with that. Let's see. Morning a bit late. That's okay, my friend. You're okay to be late, knackers. We won't hold that against you. Crypto bounced back a bit, but will it hold? That is the question. We'll take a look at some crypto in just a moment. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. May not get through everything. 7 p.m. here in Texas. You know what I watched? Oh, quickly, Jake. I lived in the States. I lived in New York. I lived in Manhattan. I lived in Queens. Well, technically, I lived in Queens. I lived in Manhattan, and I lived in New Jersey, but just right over the border of Manhattan, just under the Holland Tunnel in Weehawken, New Jersey. I lived there for a year. I studied musical theatre back in 2004. Yeah. Over 20 years ago, I studied musical theatre. Tap dance. I lived in that area. I never got to Texas, unfortunately. I never got there, and I really, really want to. And I'd love to go. But just, I don't know why I mentioned this, but last night I started watching, you'll be very familiar with this, Jake, probably, the show called Kill Tony. I've heard of it, and it's been huge. It's been around for like 12 years or something, the show Kill Tony. It's basically where fresh comedians come on and do like a 1-minute spot. It's kind of like a weird talk show. They have guests, but then they just pull names out of a hat. And you've got people waiting backstage, and there's these comics that just want to get, their 1 minute of, time. Sometimes you have regulars, but sometimes you just get fresh people. And then you've got funny guests and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I watched that for the first time on Netflix, and it's bloody hilarious. And so that comes live from Texas at Joe Rogan's new comedy club there. It's really good. Kill Tony. I highly recommend it. And by the way, and I'll pop this on there. By the way, if you want to see one of the best Trump impersonators, check out, go to Netflix, find Kill Tony. It'll probably come up on the suggestions. And Shane Gillis, who's a popular comedian at the moment, does a ridiculously good Trump, but does it in you can tell he's kind of, you can tell what kind of way he leans politically, but it's hilarious. It's like one of the best Trump impressions. He does it really well, really well. And they had a guy on doing an Elon Musk impression. Hilarious. Like gets him like an what's the word? An overinflated, over-exaggerated version. I was myself laughing. It's really good. Anyway, random TV suggestions. Let's see. Yes, roasts and jokes. Yes, that's a really good show. All right, let's see. As in Kill Tony, the show. Let's do some Bitcoin, shall we? Very quickly, and then we'll get out of here. I got a lot to do today. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Here we are. Not a lot to say, people. Right there. Let me get that for you. Cool. Here is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, price in US dollars, 79,200 roughly. Okay. Overnight, what have we done? We have made it. We made it. We touched it, basically. Almost touched it at 74,000 US dollars. Technically, on the Bitstamp exchange price, we hit a low of 74,434. So we went into the $75,000, $74,000 range. It's almost at the top end. Technically, we didn't hit it right there, but you can also always expect some kind of front running. People put in their bid orders before the actual level that gets touched, right? So they just suck it up beforehand. Yeah, we'll look at 79,000 now. Sure, we are nowhere out of the woods. Many people will be saying, oh, well, okay, you break out of a significant area and we've come back to test it. Okay, onwards and upwards from here. Yeah, that could be absolutely right. I don't know that, and neither do you. This could absolutely be done from here, guys. This could be tanking. We could do something like this, and then we get into your 60s, and then we get into your 40s. We could go back to 10,000. Probably not. But yeah, we could go much, much lower from here. The cycle could be done. Many people are calling that it is done. Many smart people like ASX Trader is saying, oh, look at those warning signs, man. Not good. But I agree with him, and we came to this conclusion separately, but it's good to see us aligning, is that this area here, you at least have to close above to be confident. Okay, it's this uptrend line right here, going through the previous all-time highs. Okay, that had been respected for a good period of time. It is now being disrespected. It now needs to be respected once again. Okay, so we need to do this. 86,000 got a hold. 96, 97,000 got a hold. Great. Ah, that is just chef's kiss. And if I miss this move between here and here to have that confirmed and do that, grand. Then we're talking like, maybe 120, 140,000. We'll talk higher prices for Bitcoin. Sure. No effing chance that is happening right now until we at least clear 96, 97,000 US dollars, and we're nowhere near there at the moment. We are so far just a little bit of a relief rally after coming down, testing support, testing previous resistance right there. Let's do that. That'd be great, but I'm not going to base it on hopes and dreams. Got to base it on, well, the market. So if you don't clear 86 right there, bad, right? We can easily tick over here, easy, and do that, okay? So I am not in Bitcoin now. I am in some crypto, as you know, and it's right down, and I probably have to cut my losses soon, but that is what it is. I made a mistake there, but otherwise I'm parked in US dollars, and I'm also parked, I do have some stocks, I have some mining stocks. Some of them are down, some of them are up. I have some stocks, which I'm just happy to hold for the longer term. But yeah, I've got some stuff parked in USD, and I will not be getting back into Bitcoin until it does that. Cool. And I'll be looking for other opportunities otherwise along the way. That is Bitcoin. Others. Similar thing. Look, Others has had a bit of a move too. Others is the altcoin market minus the top 10. Not a lot to say, dudes. I now do need to adjust this area though, because now it looks like that's the big spike. Could that be the spike forever? You never know, but I need to adjust this now. We'll take it from this high and this low, and now that adjusts the new expected resistance range. And that's going to be somewhere between the 0.382 and the 0.618 Fibonacci from this high and this low. So it needs to clear. It's the same thing. It needs to clear. See where it lines up roughly, but it needs to clear 223 billion US dollars. It kind of lines up with this uptrend line. Cool. Do that. Cool. Oh, that looks interesting. Great. Yep. Cool. Do that. Then great. We're back into this zone. That's looking really actually quite positive. And you could almost call that the bottom in 2025 and then onwards and upwards in 2025. We're not there. Okay. That's what I need to see. I would be expecting some resistance here. If it holds as resistance, and that's at 206 billion US dollars, roughly 205, 206. You don't want to see that, and then that's bad news bears. Okay, let's do this, please, and thank you. Find some resistance, great. Then back in here, close that, and then do that, great. I don't know, neither do you. I'm not in crypto except for that one that I told you about. That is the Others market. ACH, not a lot to say. It has found resistance at the 2 cent mark, roughly. It found resistance bang on the trend line. That's around about 2 cents. I need to see it do that, and then I'll be back in. Ignore all of that. Nothing to tell you with all of that. I don't think I'm going to go through any of the others. XRP maybe. Oh, out of interest, someone posted on X saying, "Gee, I didn't know that Fartcoin would be the stable coin at the moment." Look at Fartcoin, just out of interest. Random meme coin. Okay, Fartcoin is actually up. It was up 25% yesterday. So while everything else is going down, Fartcoin's going up. Why? Why Fartcoin? Okay, did it have to be Fartcoin? Okay, that I'm not in. But look at that, it's actually holding quite well. Why that is, I don't bloody know. But smarter people than me did see that coming, actually. And I've seen, this is through people through the Mastering the Markets website and the Mastering the Markets, ASX traders sort of community, someone posted their wins on Fartcoin. They did really, really well. So obviously, joining Mastering the Markets and being part of that community is obviously very good. It's something I am going to do. As you know, I'm going to do their 12-month full-on course. And watch this space. So look, you've got a potential, Fartcoin randomly. Is that like a left shoulder, head, right shoulder? Oh, geez, that could be an inverted head and shoulders here on Fartcoin. Okay, and then really, that could happen on Fartcoin. I guess if I would watch, literally, if that starts closing and not spiking, by the way, closing above about 66 US cents, that could be an inverted head and shoulders that plays out. Ouch. Man, while everything else potentially goes down, Fartcoin, a meme coin called Fartcoin, could potentially do well. Oh my God. That is that one. XRP, what are we up to? $1.90. Oh, okay, so we had that spike down. Okay. Here's XRP using the Bitstamp exchange. There's all my stuff there. We technically went into the belly of the best buy zone. Okay, that's anywhere between $1.70 to $1.33. So we've had a test of the best buy zone. So far, a big spike down. It needs to close above $2.10. Right there. It needs to start closing above there. Do that. That's actually quite good, bullish, I would say. That's probably the change of market structure for me, is probably at that $2.10 mark. And then that says, okay, we're going to make a test for $2.60. That'd be really good, okay? But as long as we stay below $2.10, no bueno, okay? No bueno. So $2.10 is your key level to watch out for XRP. That is my opinion. I'm not going to do anything else because I don't want to, unless I have any chart requests right now. So tell me right now, do I have any chart requests? And I will give some time to chart requests. Let's see. I'm going to lower you. Let's do some comments, etc. And if I have any chart requests, hot air rises, Joe. Don't know what that's in relation to, but that must be something funny that you just said. Easy Joe, you won't go. Easy Joe, you won't go that low. Are you talking about Bitcoin? Let's see. Go to run CT. That's all right, mate. You do you, bro. Bringing on the death cross. Ooh. Yeah, Easy Joe won't go that. Bitcoin won't go that low. Manipulation and ETFs suck. Larry Fink is calling it Larry Fink. No, Larry Funk. Might be he will do a little sell-off in the background just to pick up on the low as Wales continues to scoop up weak hands, cheap treats. You could be right, my friend. You could be right. Art Wolf Stacker, great to see you on the channel, my friend. GMS, crazy times. It is indeed. Like Pi or DGB. Okay, so you're saying they might be particular bargains? DGB, good old DGB, Digibyte. Man, if you're talking about DGB, Digibyte, that's a crypto that's been around since the old school days. The old OG days. Let's see. Funny, he cashed out 1.6 million after 24 hours. Who are we talking about here? Have I missed some news? Who are we talking about in particular? Is Larry Funk? Was that what am I missing here? I'm missing something. Oh, Ron. Yes. Oh, yes. So Ron, your friend Ron. Is Ron? Yes, he did. We've talked about Ron many times before. Ron's Basement and the UFD meme coin, Unicorn Fart Dust. Yes. It's not doing as well. It's not doing what it has been doing. It's down quite a lot. But yeah, so I mean, Ron's an OG silver and gold stacker from a long, long time ago, and then created UFD as on a funny thing to do. It was like a screw you to the crypto world, and then crypto embraces it and going, really? Through the moon. But yeah. Oh, so you're saying he cashed out. So Ron's Basement cashed out 1.6 million after 24 hours. So he should have. Well done, Ron. Good on him, man. Mate, what a setup. That is so fantastic. Good on him. David G. Okay, great question, David G. How is the ASX 200 open this morning? I have not looked yet. Let's look at it together. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at the ASX 200. May as well. We're here, aren't we? Let me share the screen. This is for David. Thanks, David, for the request, my friend. Where is my ASX 200? It's here. I'll just look at. I'll just do it here. Australian Stock Exchange 200. There you go. Oh, it's not even on there. Geo markets, 8 cap. Geo markets. What will I do? Cash. Go markets. I'll just do that one, and I'll do that, and I'll do no, and I'll do that one. Cool. Let's have a look at the ASX 200 on 8 cap. This goes back to it goes back to 2014. Let's go. This goes back to 2009. I'd rather a larger one. Okay, give me one moment. I'd much rather a larger one. Do I have a better one than that? I guess, look, no, that goes back to the GFC. Okay, let's use this one. Let's take a look at the ASX 200. This is the Australian version of the S&P 500. It's Australia's version of the stock market index. Okay, so Australia's top 200 companies. Okay, the index of that. This is the chart that goes back to 2008, 2009, roughly. So you can see that's the GFC dump. Okay, this is priced in US dollars. This is priced in Australian dollars, obviously. 7,410 Australian dollars per share of the ASX 200. So what we're noticing here, very clearly, that's that $6,000 area. Then we had the GFC that took it down to like, 3,000, 3,200 something. So very clearly, you've got that massive support level here at that, excuse me, right there. Let me do you right there at 6,000 Australian dollars. Big support level, okay? Major resistance, that was the top there, 2008 roughly, 2007, 2008, and then another major area of resistance. Then March of 2020, that area, we had a big dump down. We know what happened there. So far, it's remained above. Cool, so that's your clear, I think a very clear support level at 6,000. Okay, we're at 7,400 at the moment. Let's see, that's on the monthly. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, you can see the bearish divergence pattern playing out as it was with the S&P 500 as well. So that's where the fiat dollar number go up, relative strength index go down. Okay, massive bearish divergence, and that has been playing out. So if I were, yes, I will do that. What would ASX Trader do? ASX Trader, who is an amazing trader, what would he do? He would take the big previous low and take it to the big potential high, and then look at the areas of confluence. So I'm going to take it from the COVID low down in here, and I'm going to take it up to what this, if this is the potential. And there you go. Okay. All right. I just want to show you how effing interesting this SHIT is. Okay. What did we notice? Okay. Again, we noticed, look, very clear support level, clear resistance level at that 6,000 area. Technically, it's 5,985, 5,990. Just call it 6,000 Australian dollars even. Okay, then we had the very clear bottom in March of 2020 when everything, what we know happened, okay? That signaled a huge bottom, then a massive run, okay? Then very much showing signals of topping out, the bearish divergence, once again, high on the weekly, lower high on the relative strength index. How would we know that is potentially the top for a while? Well, you can see it's the top now. We're down at 7,400 from a high of 8,640. Okay, did you see what I did then? So you take a major bottom, take it to what you believe is a major top, which looks like it probably is at this stage, and then you look for areas of confluence. Okay, once again, watch this. Holy crap-a-moly. Okay, all right. This is very interesting. Okay, some people would say you may be able to predict the tops in things by using Fibonacci before, not in hindsight, but before the fact. Okay, but if we're doing this in hindsight right now, okay, what do we notice? Look at this top of $8,600. Okay, does that line up? Let me go back here. Let me just show you. Let me replay. Look at this. Okay, let me just show you this. If you went something like this, if you went, again, I'm hind casting, by the way, I'm hind casting here, okay? All of this is hindsight, and of course, if we had a crystal ball, we'd all be gajillionaires, okay? But let me just show you, out of interest, right? Let's say, for example, you were back here and you saw this price. It's like 1, 2, 3. Geez, that's a decent area of resistance there. Okay, that's at your $7,600 level. Well, I don't think we're done. I don't think we're done. And again, I'm just purely. This is bullshit, by the way. This is all bullshit because this is all hindsight. Okay, we already know what the price did. Okay, but out of interest, it's pretty interesting. If you had have gone something like this, well, look, you know, we had the COVID low. We're back. We have 1, 2, 3. Many people actually would have probably been calling a top here. If I show you on the relative strength index, yeah, some people would have been saying that back here. Okay, they would have been saying, oh, look at this. The price is flattening out, but we're getting a lowering of the relative strength index. That's big bearish divergence. Well, the top could be in. Okay, so then here, let me get rid of that for you. I'm going to get rid of that. So they would have been correct, right? Massive bearish divergence. And then they would have gone, oh, okay, where is the potential support level if it is? So they would have done this, okay? Ha! And right there, this is textbook stuff, man. This is amazing. Look at this. So they go, okay, if you're using, say, ASX traders way of doing things, you go, okay, so here's a low, here's a high, 1, 2, 3. Geez, that's pretty interesting. Bearish divergence, flattening out, lowering of the relative strength index, so lower lows. That's pretty. I think we're going to see some consolidation. Where might be the expected support range? Okay, now here's an interesting thing. You would have drawn it in right here between the 0.382 and the 0.236. Excuse me, right there. That's your expected support range, or your ZAG zone, as ASX Trader would call it. For example, let me move that over there so you can see those levels. Okay, does that line up with anywhere? Ha, look at that. So we had a move down to the 0.382 at the top end of the ZAG zone. Now that bounced there. Okay, so this is back in June of 2022. It bounced on the support zone. It didn't go into the support zone. Okay, it bounced from the top of it right there. Okay, it did that. It didn't go into here. That's a signal to go, oh man, that bounced and then broke back above the 0.236 here. That's interesting. Why didn't we go in to here? Okay, the buyers stepped in here. Then the big confirmation would have been the following. Oh, okay, look, a relief rally. Okay, yeah, we're heading down. Oh, shite. That's a double bottom. Why aren't... Okay, buyers are coming in here again. That's some massive strength there. Okay, that tells me, and this is what would have told ASX Trader or other great traders, wow, there's massive strength here. I think we could potentially have not topped out for a while just yet. Okay, maybe we've had a bit of this is going back to 2021, bit of consolidation, bounced twice off the top end of the expected support range. Okay, that's really bullish. Okay, now let's do some forward casting. If some bright spark had have done the following. Okay, let me get rid of all of this. Again, this is all hind casting. I get it. Okay, I get it. But out of interest, if someone had have done the following, they'll take the same Fibonacci from this low and they go, is there a potential high point that we could get to? Where could we expect it? Okay, so I'm going to try and match up the Fibonacci lines with these levels of resistance. Okay, well, that matched up really well there. If I go like this, does that match up with anywhere else? Okay, well, you could do it there. Okay, and what do I talk about? I talk about the 0.786 level. Okay, now this is inverted. Okay, so that's the. Actually, let me show you. If I do this, let me show you. Was it 8? Right there. If I do that, okay, that's your 0.786 level right there, okay? But because we're inverting it, I do that, and it becomes the 0.236 instead. So you do that, okay? Oh, that's an interesting level. Okay, what's that top? That's at 8,640. Oh, okay, interesting. Hang on. Not on the daily. I want to forward that. How do I forward that? There we go. Forward it back to... Excuse me. And forward it to there. Now let's go forward in time. Okay, and bang, right on there. Okay, that was a long way of saying you can potentially use Fibonacci to find places of tops as well. But I just really find that interesting how it's lined up. Okay, so short answer is now that is definitely the top there at 8,640. And the new expected support zone for the ASX 200 is right here at between the 0.382 and, gee, what do you know? Right there at the 0.618, that's at the $6,000 level. Technically, the $5,990 level, right there. So this is your new expected support range, okay? What happens so I'm expecting a test of $7,000, okay? So probably going to drop another $400 on the ASX 200, bare minimum. So the question becomes there, what we do from here. So remember back here, we did this, and then we bounced off the 0.382. That would be this. That would be this version. This would be the same thing. So for example, if we mirrored June of 2022, so roughly 2022, you would want to see the following. You would want to see a bounce off 7,000, a break, well, you'd probably find some resistance here at that 7,600. You would want to find that to be a double bottom, then do that. Then, hey, yeah, great, looking really good. Change of market structure, back bullish, looking very good, okay? But the potential expected support range is somewhere between $7,000 to $6,000, okay? Excuse me, that's what I'm expecting. 7,000 to 5,990, I'll say actually. 5,990 expected support range on the ASX 200 if we continue going low from here. And no one knows, you know, the tariff thing could resolve itself and then everyone goes, oh, we're back and onwards and upwards and Trump, you're a genius and blah, blah, blah. Or it could be max pain for, you know, a decent bit of time. But I would be expecting a bounce off 7,000. That's coming, okay? I'm 99% sure that 7,000 on the ASX 200 is coming, okay? And watch out for this zone here, a $1,000 move. You need that to hold. So the maximum you want it to go down to is 5,990, and that needs to hold and then do something like that. And if you do this and that rejects, bang, down we go further. And where would we go down further? I don't know, but that's a really bearish signal. If you close below 6,000, close below 5,990 on the ASX 200, bad news bears. I'm going to give you a 90% guarantee that if we go lower, you're not going to see probably any lower than that $6,000 area on the ASX 200 in Australian dollars, because man, you would absolutely got to see massive buying coming in here. Buyers would absolutely step in there, okay? This could take some time to play out. Who knows, right? 6,000 is your bear, is your bottom, okay? If we get there, okay? Watch out for that. But I'm expecting 7,000 to be tested. That was your ASX 200. First look. That was for David. Gerald Draper says Ron is the basement dweller and his mediators labelled me, a scammer? What? His mediators labelled you a scammer as informed them BRICS was more than building blocks of Argentina's plan to liberate, including BTC. Okay. Bit of beef between Gerald Draper and Ron's basement. Fair enough. I'm a mod and have been in the basement 2 times. You've been down in the basement. Oh, there you go. Okay, you guys fight it out amongst yourselves. I have no dog in the fight with the Ron stuff. Okay. Oh God, you guys. Yeah. Joe can put your boy to sleep. Just kidding. Oh, you mean in a chokehold? A UFC chokehold? Yeah, man. Rear naked choke? Yeah. Thanks, very informative. No worries, David. Thanks for asking for that because I literally looked at the ASX 200 probably for the first time in a very long time. So I appreciate that. Yeah. That was my thumbnail. Ready? Hang on. I always got to do the thumbnail at the end. That one, Joe. That one. There. Ready? Oh, whatever. Why is it left hand? Sorry, guys. That's your thumbnail for today. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, live on X and on YouTube. Great lighting today. I figured out this whole thing now. I don't put the overhead light on and I get that soft lighting from the window. It's fantastic. All you need to do now is like this particular live stream. Helps me with the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Nearly 1,500 subscribers on the channel. I will be giving away silver. What kind of silver? I don't know. But when we hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'll be giving away another 1 ounce of silver. And when we hit 5,000 followers on X, I'll be giving another ounce of silver away there as well. You've got 2 chances to win. So follow me on X, follow me on YouTube, and follow me on the Facebook channel as well. Once again, can you follow me over there, please? That would be really helpful at The Joe Main. Facebook.com/The Joe Main. Get me over 100 followers there, and then I can go live on Facebook every day as well, if Facebook is your preferred thing. Okay. Yeah, that's it, people. Finally, what we do is the synchronized slurp. So please grab your tasty beverage. I'll grab mine, and we slurp them synchronously together because you have been watching.
Good morning, Stack.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Good morning, Stack.
It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
Synchronize slurp.
3, 2, 1,
Now
slurp it,
we're
go.
on the move.
quick one. Thanks for watching, people. Love your work. See you Wednesday, tomorrow. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you then. Have a great day.